Hey, what is up everybody? Mick here, and I am back again today with another fantastic STL ToneHub update. This month, ToneHub has added a brand new artist expansion pack for one of Australia's best metal producers operating today. That is the one and only Lance Prenc. Known for creating distinctly aggressive and loud heavy metal records, Lance Prenc continues to prove why he is one of the most in-demand engineers in the modern metal genre, with monumental releases from bands like Polaris, Alpha Wolf, and Thornhill. So in this expansion pack, Lance Prenc brings the heavy guitar and bass tones he has become synonymous with to the ToneHub and Kemper platforms. These are carefully engineered by Lance from his studio in Melbourne, Australia. This pack includes many of the album tones from his career so far, as well as go-to favorites from his collections of hardware amplifiers, cabinets, and pedals as well. So now that we know what's on the menu for this excitingly heavy ToneHub update, let me walk you through Lance's superbly well-crafted guitar and bass presets. All right, so jumping right in here, we have quite a few new presets. We've got 69 presets in total. Some bass stuff, we've got some auxiliary stuff like quad tracks, whammy, lo-fi, fuzz. Let's check out this preset number one. This is the Beta Puppies Rhythm. So we've got a Bogner Uberschall going into a Mesa Boogie rectifier cabinet with V30s. Right off the bat, a very balanced tone, like the perfect amount of low end bloom on the palm mutes, as well as like a really nice high end. Like it's not too harsh in the high end. There's presence, there's enough for that note separation, but it's not overly fizzy and harsh on the ears. Let me play with this a little bit. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I've never played out of a Bogner Uberschall in real life before, but this is like a really nice feel on the hands. Like there's a nice gain structure going on here. And it does seem like because of how balanced the tone is, like there's a lot of note separation. There's plenty of saturation, there's plenty of gain, but you still get a good amount of note separation, which for me, that's a good fit for my kind of playing. So let's move on to the next one. I'm going to try one of these other rhythms. So this is the Quietly Dead rhythm. It's a PV 5152 into a diesel, again into the Mesa Boogie oversized cab, and it looks like there's another cab blended in with this one, with some Fryette Celestion G12H speakers in there, as well as V30s. So this one also very smooth and balanced on the top end, but more of a low mid focus, I would say, on this one. You still have a good amount of saturation, a good amount of gain, but again, it's never something that's falling apart. It's always glued together pretty well. So pretty nice change of pace compared to the first one. Let's check out the next one. This one is 60 centimeters of rhythm. This is a PV 5152 into a Mesa Boogie standard cab with Celestion V30s in it as well. So this one's kind of the opposite of the last one we tried. It's got a lot more bite and top end, a lot more high mids going on, a little harsher, but in a fun way, in a way where it gives like the guitar tone a lot more teeth. A little bit more because you're getting a lot more of that high mid information, a little bit more note separation as well. All right, let's try one of these auxiliary tones. Let's try, this one's called Teef Fuzz. It's a 5152 mixed with a PRS Archon, Mesa Boogie oversized cab with V30s. That's a pretty apocalyptic sounding. Like, you want to get crazy, you want to like blow it up, like that's the tone. It just sounds insane. That's a lot of fun to play on. Very easy to pull out like those dark, gnarly riffs with this kind of a tone. Okay, so this number 8, Quietly Dead lo-fi tone. We've got a PV5152 mixed with the diesel, again into the Mesa Boogie oversized cab with the V30 Fryette speaker split. Pretty standard lo-fi tone, not in like a generic way, but just like it's a lo-fi tone. It does the lo-fi thing. Sounds perfect for that. All right, let's try something a little cleaner. All right, so this is the preset number 36, Hype a Days Clean. It's going into a PV Invective 120, which is I think Misha Mansour's signature amplifier for PV, and then PV Celestion Vintage V30 speakers in here as well. So I'm gonna switch to my preferred clean settings. That is middle toggle on the pickup selector with the split coil position activated on here. Very nice clean tone. I love the shimmer effect going on in the reverb, kind of just sparkling right at that top bit of the high end. A good amount of bass to balance it all out too, so you're not just having that kind of high end information. I like when you have a clean tone that you can kind of play into the bass, into the sub of it a little bit, even though in a mix you might want to take that out for clarity's sake, but on its own, it just really adds this nice layer of support that you want when you're using a clean tone. So very nice. Like that clean tone a lot. Let's try some lead tones. This is preset number 17, the Denmark Ghost lead. So here we have a 6505 going into a Mesa Boogie with Celestion V30s in here. Pretty sweet. Hard to go wrong with a boosted 6505 into a Mesa cab with you know, that Maxon pedal on there. Let's try a lead tone that's similar but different. Same exact amp, and it looks like accessories, but this one I think is designed for more of that really where the notes just run into each other, where it gets a little bit messier. Definitely that lead tone, like an intro of a song, or maybe like something kind of just really out of control sounding, happening over like a big break or a breakdown or something like that. Very usable in that sense. All right, last but not least, let's try out some bass stuff. So pretty well-rounded bass tone for like metal stuff. This I think is supposed to accompany that first preset we tried on guitar, the Beta Pup's Fault rhythm guitar tone. So this seems like it's got a little bit more of that like low mid kind of smoothness going on with just enough growl. and bite in the top mids to let itself cut through that dense guitar mix. Obviously plenty of low end, like, you know, as much low end as you would need in a bass tone, and none of that kind of super nasty presence going on in the top end. Just a very overall solid bass tone. So as you guys can tell, there's a great variety of tones going on here. We have that super solid, well-balanced rhythm guitar tone. There's a couple different voicing options that are similar to that as well. Stuff for low mid, stuff for high mid. It's also got the auxiliary tones that you're looking for, stuff for lo-fi or like super gnarly fuzz. We've also got a really good selection of some clean tones. That PV Invective clean tone was really awesome. I'm going to be playing with that in the future for sure. And then you have everything you would need for lead tones. You have that super gnarly, messy kind of lead sound that you would use for, you know, intros or interludes. You've got that really long decay lead sound for some soaring melodies. And then you've got your standard lead sound just for stuff to shred over or do some tapping or some ostinatos or whatnot. And then, of course, you've got that grindy, dirty bass tone selection. And there's quite a bit going on here. I didn't really dive into it, but there's all sorts of different, you know, dark glass pedals, SansAmp power amps, preamps, whatnot, with some Ampeg and Mesa Cab options as well. So if you guys are into this like modern metalcore thing on the little bit more heavy, gnarly experimental side, definitely check this pack out. Okay, everybody, that is all we have today for this month's ToneHub update. As promised, Lance's expansion pack absolutely lives up to the reputation for the amazingly heavy guitar and bass tones that he's captured throughout his career so far. These are a must-have for any player or producer operating in the modern metal landscape. So if you haven't yet, please be sure to update your ToneHub subscription so that you can gain access to Lance's new expansion pack. And if you are new to ToneHub, head on over to stltones.com so that you can download ToneHub and check it out today. Make sure to subscribe so that you can be notified with every new STL update. And again, thank you all for being here. We will see you all very soon. And until next time, happy riffing.